it's a really interesting question actually. You get strong support. You'll never criticize them. People who never criticize wins, and like never see people who are always positive and not being negative, like that incident when Wins brought out girl performance and did acts that were a bit sexy. Most people were negative about that, but us international fans, we don't care at all. We just care that Wins are doing something different. Well, that's why most importantly, respect. You gotta respect what they do and what they. All the international fans really care, and also understanding. Gotta understand what Wins are going through. You can't tell them you can't like tell them what to do and expect them to do it. You just gotta let them take time.
What makes a good Wins fan? That's a really good one. I think that a good Wins fan is someone who support the boys even if they do something wrong or other fans are bashing them. I think that if we support them to the end, to the fullest as we can be, because I know a lot of fans don't have money or enough money to always buy the CDs or go to your concerts. As I am one of them also, I'm only going next year for the first time. So I think that as I'm supporting now by listening to your music and buying as much as I can, I'll be a really good fan. I think that if I accept everything you do and stay by your side, I'll be a good fan. Yeah.
Right, another question. What makes a good Wins fan? Well, first thing is that fangirls and fanboys are not good fans. I think they're just crazy. Good Wins fan should be able to criticize things that he doesn't like, but stay by their side. And also he or she shouldn't care about their personal lives. I mean, we all are curious about it, but we should mostly care about what they do on stage, about their songs, and not about whether they're gay or not, whether they date someone or they don't. It's not the most important thing, and we definitely shouldn't judge them.
What makes a good Wins fan?
I think you just need to
Be
support them and
supportive.
like everybody makes mistakes, and if they like just make a mistake like a little, then just like let it go. Like everybody does it, and nobody's perfect, so
Yeah, but like it always depends on the client.
support, and yeah, you'll be a good fan. I mean, everybody's a fan. Like everybody just listening to
And
this
also like
music.
if you really like, for a fan, they really work hard for them. Like,
Yeah. Like,
and also if they try to like sing their songs or something, you know how much a fan loves the band itself.
even just like listening to the music helps too.
What makes a good Wins fan? Well, I think if you're a supporter of the group and you like their music, that's enough for you to be called a fan. If you want to go into being a good fan, I think that if you're a real fan, then you would support them in everything that they do, even if you're not really for it. Like, if they got a girlfriend or something, you wouldn't be like, oh, I don't like him now because he got a girlfriend. That's like, what the freak. But I don't know, I don't think Wins fandom is like that, because everybody on the community on Fail to Fate, they're like really nice and understanding, and they're cool people. I also think that good fans shouldn't download music without buying it first, because while like you want to know that you're getting your money's worth, it's a bad thing if you like the music but you don't pay for it, because that's what's supporting the artists. If they don't get their income, then they'll quit being an artist. sooner or later, and then you won't get into music. So I think there are two really important things about being a w-inds fan, and I think more or less everybody seems to, have these two things, but whether they have them all the time remains to be a bit of a problem, I guess. I think it's really important to be respectful. Respect, like, their privacy, and respect the fact that they don't have to share as much with us as they do. And I think it's really important to keep that in mind, because they don't have to. They could be like many other famous people that just, lock us out of their worlds. And so I think respect is really important, and also being supportive of the things that they do, of decisions they make. Unless, of course, it's to kill someone, that you can't really support that. But even things like changing their hair color or hairstyle, or doing something maybe you don't agree with, but you still, I think you should support what they're doing. A lot of times on Twitter I see things like telling them that you like their hair a different color. That's nice, but you don't need to tell them that. They don't really need to hear these things. Like, they should hear things like, it looks great. Support. I think it's really important for them to know that their fans do really support them and what they do. So maybe that's a little enough that it doesn't really bother them. But even things like when they're tweeting in English, like, you don't need to correct them. They're actually doing really well for being Japanese and never really speaking English to a lot of different people. So yeah, just being supportive, like, that's great. We don't really need to correct them. Yeah, so being respectful and supportive, I think it's really important.
Bueno, lo que yo creo que me hace una buena fan es que, siempre los estoy apoyando, comprando sus discos, sus conciertos, que por cierto me encantan. Desgraciadamente no he podido ir a ningún concierto, pero muy pronto espero poder ir, y también ser crítica sobre todo por su trabajo.
What makes a good w-inds fan? Same things that make anybody who's a fan of anything a good fan. A respect for their group. Like, not throwing hissy fits when it leaks out that one of them has a girlfriend. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. And no, don't try to tear off their clothes when they walk by. Don't be sneaking into hotel rooms. Don't do anything crazy. Respect the artist. That's what makes a good fan.
8. What makes a good w-inds fan? I think a good w-inds fan is, of course, someone who supports w-inds in whatever they do, respects them as people, as musicians, and someone who respects other fans. I think that's pretty much what makes a good w-inds fan.
What makes a good w-inds fan?
Money. But honestly, just not being crazy. Oh, get out of the
Oh, crap. Respecting the members, or as I like to say, respect member tachi, and not being crazy, not acting like you own the members.
Yeah.
Like, that's the big one for me. Like it or not, Keita is not your item.
What?
Sorry. Yoshi. So letting them have their
their own private lives without throwing hissy fits or like writing hateful tweets at people. It's really crap.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't give people crap on Twitter.
We could just make a whole set of videos about Twitter etiquette, man.
Twetiquette.